Hello, my fellow multidimensionals. It's Asia, founder of multidimensionalu.com. Oh, wow. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I got a question, and I could feel that this person is not the only one that grapples with this question. I think their emotion around it was just enough that prompted them to ask it. Plus, I take that as a sign that, the collective is looking for this information. Your higher selves, again, are communicating through me. So it's my delight to be able to do this for you. And by the way, I just came out of doing a bunch of readings and a session with a beautiful soul in Texas. It's absolutely phenomenal to see the kind of work that you all are doing on this planet. I am so beyond grateful for the work I do, for the fact that you all are incarnate at the same time on the same planet as I am. It's really getting fun now. So yeah, you're just seeing me bask in the energy of I'm seeing this shift and this pattern across a lot of the channeled information that's coming through me right now, where it's the big cleanup is happening. All of our negative emotions are being brought to the surface. All of the suppressed trauma, pain, all of that is getting stirred up in the collective so that we can heal it. We can call it home and ultimately transcend the dualistic state that we've been, what feels like, trapped in, right? So you all know, you all are star seeds. You volunteered for this project, and it really is the ultimate act of service to leave your place of unity consciousness, wherever you came from the multiverse, to be here and to help the human population go through their own evolution and ascension. It's a really big deal. And it's very unique in that, we're not like helping from the outside. Like think of maybe the Red Cross goes in to help people in a natural disaster or refugees. They're not part of the population, right? They're kind of outside of it. And we are like boots on the ground, fully embedded in the population that we're supporting. And this is especially powerful because when we go through our own extrication of 3D negative programming and go into self-empowerment and self-actualization, our transformation alone sends ripple effects throughout the field that it just contributes to the collective building its new blueprint and template from within, let alone what you then are capable of doing once you've, like a dog, right, shaking off the remnants of negative programs and really stepping into and activating your innate abilities. It's pretty tremendous, and I'm in awe of all of you who are here to lead movements, step into your own personal power, and I'm just here as a facilitator between you and your higher self, and to you really move into this next room of consolidation and oneness. So that's a perfect segue to the question, and I totally get this. So it comes with absolutely no judgment or defensiveness on my part, because I used to be there myself, and that is, why are so many spiritual programs so freaking expensive? What's up with that? There are so many people that can't afford that. And while on one level, that's deceivingly true, I guess I probably have never, maybe I've shared, but not recently. There's probably some things some of you don't know about me. For example, I never felt like I could do a normal job. So for many years, I lived on what most people would consider, actually I think it's like under the poverty line by even Internal Revenue Service standards. There was a time I couldn't afford gas. And I'll never forget, there was one day I came to this point when I realized I refuse to live this way. There's something really off about this. Now, of course, what I've come to understand is that living in scarcity is a result of some of the negative programs that influence the matrix, holding people underwater, right? This is what I refer to when I talk about money stories. Like, that's shorthand for the stories that came down the line, the conditioning, to want money is greedy. We don't deserve that. We'll never have that. You should never want that. You're a big shot. Who do you think you are? I mean, we don't even think about it because it all got programmed into our subconscious by the time we were 7. So this is why on the spiritual journey of awakening, right, every spirit guide I've ever channeled starts with a mindfulness practice. Just begin lovingly, neutrally witnessing yourself and what comes up. And so, I was there too. I would watch people who seem to be doing very well in business and just be kind of resentful, because I knew maybe their consciousness wasn't where mine is. It wasn't as heart-based, and I would get very judgy about it. And I would be like, what the hell? Like, why are they making all that money? And like, I contribute so much. I ended up in the nonprofit sector, which is pretty classic for light workers. Whether you're officially in a nonprofit organization or in a nonprofit business of your own creation, right? And, in the beginning of my business, I'll tell you, I began working for like a ridiculously low amount from at the time. I was like, well, it seems like, okay, it's better than donation-based, right? Which a lot of light workers are in that as well. And then I started watching as clients were spending money on vacations and all of this, and I was barely making ends meet, if at all. And it just really got the wheels turning. Like, okay, what are we doing here? What is this all about? And then I realized, aha, this is all part of the negative, we call it the negative alien agenda, right? If you don't follow Lisa Renee, energetic synthesis, ascension scientist, you might follow her material. It'll give you a much more comprehensive background of just how sophisticated the systems are to keep the human populace in a low vibe state. So I really started to bust out of my own money stories and my own sense of deserving and all of that, realizing that those efforts go hand in hand with breaking free from the matrix. Money is just energy, right? And for the most part in the last, several hundred years, it's been very transaction-based. We are moving, it's very exciting. We're moving into much more energy, emotion-based, energetic, emotional currency. Like that's all just starting to break out. And, there's one person in particular, if she's watching this, she knows who she is, who has the codes for that new currency. And that's all coming forward. So we're in this kind of in-between time, right? So for now, if you've ever gotten triggered or you get triggered in the future about the cost of something, it's easy to kind of look out there and be like, that's blah, blah, blah. But I can tell you more than ever right now, it's what I was saying earlier, our negative emotions are getting triggered by our higher selves so that we can transcend them. And so if something's getting triggered in you, maybe it's resentment, maybe it's a victim story of some kind. It's that victimizer, rescuer, old triangle thing that we're so done with that now. Like, let's all transcend that. So if that's bringing up some sort of victim story, if you're really honest, the awakening journey, let's be honest, folks. It requires a commitment to be really honest about what's going on for you. And when I look back on the anger that would come up for me about certain, situations or, how much money other people were making or what they were charging, I realized it really had nothing to do with them. I'm at a place now where I lovingly witness everything around me, even if I think it's in low integrity, and just realize that's their journey. And the people who are in it with them, they're all having an experience. I'm not here to say that that's inherently wrong, right? You move out beyond duality, and the all that is acceptable in all its forms. So really the work comes in here, So it's like, what was that bringing up in me? The resentment, I found resentment is a signpost to where I was giving my power away. I was feeling like a victim. I wasn't claiming my power and moving out of that state, So I look back on that and I'm like, yeah, I could easily still be in that place that I was. But isn't that beautiful? Our reality is dynamic. It is not fixed. It is not permanent. Your circumstances just aren't the way they are forevermore. No one decreed that. And in fact, I would challenge you all to say, if you've got some of those limiting beliefs still, I would dig deep at this time and really look at them, because they're part of the old suppression system on the planet, and look to overthrow them within yourself. And I'll be the first one to admit that it takes courage, because it's going to surface all sorts of distortion and density in your field, and negative limiting beliefs, programs, and even frankly entities that are in your third chakra. I can't tell you the number of entities I've cleared out of that chakra. The final thing I'll say on the subject, when I channeled the Anunnaki for my husband several years ago, he had a question about his retirement account. It was just a watershed moment for both of us. The ancient Anunnaki restoration crew, coming in to redress wrongdoings as they introduced themselves, explained that that negative program of the search for security was intentionally implanted, and it is intended to keep humanity from seeing its divine birthright for abundance in all its forms. So there is no search for security. We're already secure. We already have everything we need. And when you come from that place, the world of form responds. So if your world of form and your life is full of scarcity and lack, my friends, that is an inside job. Because out here, it's only a reflection of what's in here, right? So that's my tough love talk for today. And, so then from another perspective, I get it. I mean, listen, there are things I'd like to be doing that just aren't going to happen right now, because, that's a bit of a stretch. So I'm not saying not ever, I'm just saying that now. So my program, other people's programs are definitely not for everyone, but that's why I put out so much free content. People have written in regularly I'm laughing because of the dream thing. I'll explain that in a minute. To tell me that the meditations I've posted, the videos I've posted have changed their lives. So to me, it's really an inside job, and we can still be giving in the ways that, are possible. I'm laughing because people write in a lot to tell me I show up in their dreams to teach them things, So, we give in many different ways, don't we? It's very interesting. So I hope this is helpful to you all, especially me sharing my own journey with this. It's been an interesting road for me. I still have a ways to go. I'm not totally there yet, but me and my husband, it's been a joint journey of really looking at our family stories about, what is possible for us, and looking back at past patterns of self-sabotage, and being willing to love ourselves enough to move beyond that, and to be a way shower role model for all of you. That really is a significant piece of our contribution to the planet at this time. So if you catch yourself in judgment or in a victim story, feeling resentful, or any of those lower vibrational emotions, right? Despair, I used to hang out there a lot, sadness. If you don't know about Dr. David Hawkins, Map of Consciousness, Google that, study that chart, and become very familiar with it, because we really want to be up here, right? So I'm just going to tune in and see if there's anything else like our star friends want to bring through. Yeah, so the Arcturians are bringing through that the work on your money stories literally will change your energetic vessel. So, and again, it's not just money, it's abundance. So if you feel lack in your finances, in your relationships, in your health, it's all can be changed by changing the energetic frequency of your container. This energetic, amazing vessel that we are. We just don't realize how many blocks we have to love, to, wonderful health and well-being, physical fitness, and of course, good old money, right? But again, money is just energy. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Pretend like this reality is a giant game, because it is. It's a virtual reality. And as you throw off these old programs, I invite you to begin to play at even more adventurous and bold levels. And the final thing I'll say on this subject is there are plenty of people in low consciousness, power over others, service to self big time, that quite frankly have a lot of money. Imagine if the world's light workers overthrew their poverty contracts from past lives, scarcity consciousness victim stories, and claimed their power and their abundance, what we could collectively shift like that on this planet with the resources to move mountains. It's a powerful vision, isn't it? It's coming through my field right now for all of us. It's lighting me up. I hope it's lighting you up. I hope it's lighting a new fire under you, burning out all of that distortion and lighting up and activating your soul codes. All right, mic drop. Peace out. I love you all. Mwah.